Yeah, DMBPF, targeted individuals, depressive thoughts, and how to deal with that. Yeah, most of the things I talk about are from personal experience in life. This is the life I live right now. Yeah, but sometimes I stop to think, what will the future be like? Yeah, for T.I.'s and me. Yeah, DMBPF. Yeah, you see, in this world, yeah, you either made it, yeah, or you fell flat on your back. Now, if it turns out that my life that I'm living in, yeah, draws to an end when my tertiary stage, when I'm an old man, has me in a scenario where I don't have any autonomy over my life, where I never owned anything in my life, I never even had woman to live with me, yeah, to spend time with at night, then these are the visions that I see for myself right now. But if I concentrate on the thoughts that emanate from that type of reason, then that's depression. Yeah, occasionally you reach times in your life when you're thinking about the next plan and how it's gonna end, it's gonna be like. Yeah, but try not to depress yourself. Try to keep everything in your mind. Never discuss what's on your mind like that with people, random strangers listening to that. Because if anybody hears what makes you tick, what worries you, they'll be playing on it. Even if you believe that they got voice to skull and they're playing it, listening and broadcasting to your mind, then why would you want to let anybody hear you talking about your worries and what you're into? When I say into, remember what happens to a targeted individual. It's like this now. Yeah, penetration normally refers to when a man's cock enters a woman's vagina. Let me keep it scientific so that people don't think that trying to abuse that or trying to degrade woman and that. So back to the plan, back to the story that I had. Yeah, so penetration normally refers to when a penis enters a vaginal hole. Yeah, or if you're gay, then that means some other type of hole. But I don't know how to advise homosexuals. I'm a heterosexual. For me to try and tell a homosexual how to live their life, I don't have that experience in my life. I don't know how to advise you. I'm not saying you're wrong or right. Yeah, I'm not saying either one of those things. I'm not judging you. I can't judge you. Trust me, if you knew what was going on in my mind, you know that I'm a man that can't judge any of you like that. Now, if you're a homosexual, that's your business, but I don't know how to advise you, my friend. I don't know that. Yeah, I would imagine, I don't even want to imagine that. You know, that's your business. Yeah, so I stick to advising heterosexuals, not because I'm homophobic, but just because that's all I know, that's all I do, that's what I am. It would be wrong of me to try and advise you if you're on a different plan. Yeah, so don't see it as me leaving you out of my conversations. It's not that. I'm just not equipped to be your guide. Alright, so some of the things I say you might think is crass. You might be in your lifestyle and you think my point of view is a bit backward and that, but this is the way I am. I'm a heterosexual man and I prefer girls, and I only specialize in advising other men and women on how to do that, you know. So don't see this the wrong way. So back to the conversation for my target audience and that. So now let's see where was I? Now, penetration normally refers to when a man enters a woman. Yeah, so penetration refers to when something enters something else. If if a voice to skull, the tune went back on rewind and never skipped a beat. It's the tune that skipped its time. So, voice to skull weapon. Something's projected on your skull and then penetrates that and reaches your mind. If it's either your audio cortex, it starts to electronically interfere with that. Electromagnetic waves that can be heard. Electromagnetic waves that substitute for longitudinal sound waves. Your mind hears sound waves and converts them into electronic signal anyway. So a voice to skull is an electromagnetic signal. So your mind, it skips past the ear and it penetrates right into your mind. Yeah. So when you get penetrated, yeah, and you've already stated that you don't want to be penetrated, that's rape. So they're actually raping our minds. You know that already. So I will state right now, I don't want to be penetrated by any voice to skull weapon or any electromagnetic device. Yeah. So this also goes for demonic kind. I don't want your thoughts to penetrate into my mind. I don't want you to be mind raping me. Yeah. So I'll kindly request that if you're doing any of those things, yeah, that you stop doing it now, because I don't consent to you penetrating me and my mind, especially my mind. That's my sanctity, my temple. That's where the Almighty He resides. So I went way off track. I was talking about depressive thoughts and how to deal with that. Yeah. Now I've caught myself in a moment where I'm thinking like that. Yeah. Then I think to myself, okay, instead of concentrating on yourself all the time, selfishness, why don't you try to help others who might also be in a situation where they're thinking in a depressive way. Yeah. The first thing to do is just to recognize that you're thinking in a depressive way. Yeah. So when you worry about the future, yeah, you can basically say to yourself, I don't really care about that right now. Yeah. I'm just gonna live my life to the fullest. And when it's said and done, at least one thing will be true. Yeah. What's gone in the past, what would have been in the past, would have been you living and enjoy your life. So even if the future turns out to be a failure for you, you must live it for now and enjoy this part for you. The Almighty makes the moment for us to pass through, and as long as you're passing through the moment, the Almighty loves. That was a nice moment that I had just there, and I'm thankful to God that I've managed to get to share it with you. Now, the way I'm dealing with my depressive thoughts right now, live, yeah, is to give advice to others, yeah, to air it, but don't appear to be someone who's a victim. Yeah. Try to be strong for others to see you too. Yeah. By you being strong, it makes others strong too. By you smiling, it makes others smile too. Even when you're depressed, try to smile so that when people see you smile, they smile at you. Yeah. And when people admire you, that's a blessing to you. Yeah. So if you go around looking like that, depressed like that, then you're cursing yourself. So you must always make yourself look good and feel good about yourself. Walk out street and don't mind what you say, but try not to say too much, because obviously there's people out there who see things in terms of transitional errors and things. Now, I'm not gonna tell you the content of what's depressing me right now, but I've told you a little bit. Yeah, I've told you I got my worries about the future and how it's gonna pan out for me. Yeah, that's all I'm telling you. Yeah, and I know there will be trollers, other perpetrators who'll be writing notes about this. So he worries about the future. Next time we use voice to scar weapons, let's play on that. They will start broadcasting voices to you. But you're gonna be a failure in the future, and that I hope you know that. They'll start broadcasting that to you, playing on it. This is why you don't let people know the specifics of what's going on with you. Yeah. So now I expect them people to have written notes about this video and made plan and started to try and come with a next plan for me. And sure enough, 2 or 3 days from now, there will be people who's playing on that. I might even make a video to try and catch something live that's doing that. But anyway, it's like that. Yeah, you must suffer in silence. Yeah. Here in Britain, we say we must have a stiff upper lip. Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, when you say Britain, well, it's about geography and gravitational intensity and pressure and magnetics. Yeah. Every area on the surface of the earth has a different setting in terms of gravity, magnetics and pressure, and these things affect your vocal cord. Yeah, if your vocal cord has got slightly less pressure applied to it because you live in a valley type situation, your vocalizations are gonna sound different. That's why my accent sounds like this, because my vocalizations have been made in this environment with a specific gravitational field intensity, magnetic field intensity, and pressure levels which fluctuate in a certain range. So I sound like this because I am from Britain. That's it there, run it. Alright, let me run it. So, back to the depressive thoughts. Yeah, don't let people depress you about how you feel about yourself. And when somebody starts pointing out the things that worry you, because remember, everything you think in your mind is being evaluated and visualized by them. When they listen to your conversations in your head, yeah, and they hear you concentrating on the worries that you have, yeah, they'll just keep replaying those so that you're constantly in a state of worry, and depression becomes to anxiety, and that becomes schizophrenia. So the less worrying you do, the better. You start to feel worried, yeah, snap out of that. You must accept losing out, yeah, losing out on enjoying yourself. This is how I managed to quit cigarette smoking for 9 years. I started again because I know I can quit that shit anytime I like. Yeah. So I think I'm smoking a cigarette. I put it down. An hour passes by and I need another one. Cigarette. Yeah. Put it in my mouth and smoke that shit there. Yeah. And blow the smoke out. But then I think to myself, yeah, that's enjoyable and that, but I don't really want to lose out on that, so I got to get my cigarette. When I think, no. Let me agree to lose out. Let me agree to lose out on my enjoyment for now, because it's something that's good for me. You must listen to that voice when you start to reason like that. Yeah, and you must also listen now to the way you are taken away from that voice of reason. This is how you learn to see what they're broadcasting to you at that stage. Most of you are doing these things instinctively, yeah, but this is what you're doing. Yeah, for those people who don't know how to do it, this is how you do it. Yeah, man, there's a lot I could go on with, but it's coming up to 15 minutes and shit, I need to go and eat something. Yeah, I got a couple of pies in the oven. Yeah, and I set the clock for 15 minutes. Anyway, enjoy this one. I wish I could have stayed with you more, but don't get depressed. Yeah, be happy even when there's nothing going for you. You must be happy, entertaining with your fuck it. Insy Wincy Spider is something that can make me happy from just looking at it. Yeah. Find something to make you happy, even if it's something that's nothing. Yeah, you must learn to be happy with nothing.